can hear, and probably nobody else could hear them up north here, but it was nice. That was a nice conversation.
Dr. Boy, don't forget it. Bye.
Goodbye, Daryl. Hey, Bob, could you hear Daryl down there in Florida?
Yes, I could hear him.
Yeah, there you go.
That time I was being respectful and keeping my eye hole closed because you and him were so, and I didn't want to cause any QRM, so they can come up.
Well, that's mighty nice of you, Bob. Thank you.
They don't have, the problem with these hams, they don't have any amateur etiquette anymore. Where someone's in the QSO with somebody, leave them alone.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know, sometimes I just like to sit there and listen and check my emails and, you know, play with everything, look at my phone, and, you know, I don't know. It's not that important. If it's anything really super important, I got to get a hold of somebody, and I can't wait. Heck, I got just about everybody's phone number.
Yeah, well, my old fancy back in South Texas told me, son, you can learn more by listening because you're not smart enough to do all the talking.
Yeah. AndroidDMR.com. What rating? That might be something worth looking into.
Yeah, I'm sick of the back here with this metal fan that I got from my Rider 290. It's got about a 4-inch muffin pan underneath it. You know, all the time that we were registering a while ago, it never even got there. Yeah, it was known, but it never even crossed it.
Well, there you go.
It cost me $55 for the thing and $5 for shipping, but it puts it up on an angle, it's strapped down, it's metal, you know, and that metal acts as more heat. It was made, engineered specifically for it, so I had a plastic stand made for FT 718, 717 or whatever, you know, and it's set on that fine, but the metal stand with the fan is to catch me out.
Yeah. Well, I finally got to test out if I could run 2 amplifiers on this 240 circuit last night, and I got to do it. It was a lot of fun, you know, not having to unplug one amp and plug another. I'm happy I got my 240 X in here.
That's good. I'm looking for another solid state amplifier. I want to double my power and go from 300 to 600. So I'm looking for one that does everything that this one does, only gives me twice the power. And it's a hard way to go because the ones that I can find that will work cost too much and they're out of my space capabilities.
Yep. Well, you know, I wanted that Wallace 77SX there that a friend of mine had with the dual 88s in it for $8,000, but I said, no, that's out of my league.
Yeah, but we can sure have fun, huh?
Oh boy, look at that signal by Dan.
Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, guys.
Sure, good to hear you, Dan. Did you party last night?
No, sir. I stayed home and watched the ball drop and got away from there.
Well, actually, yeah, last night, you know, they're sitting there watching all these groups and stuff there. It's just not my genre of music. You know, I do like country music and southern rock, but I just got, I couldn't want any of that young hipster stuff there. So they watched that, and I came down, and boy, the radio was a cranking last night. It was a lot of fun.
That's why I didn't turn it on.
Well, yeah, I pulled out the size amp, the AL1500, and fired it up last night, so that was a lot of fun.
Oh, I wish I would have heard that.
Yeah? I tell you, I warmed it up. You know, I had that thing on and probably, well, I hadn't transmitted on it in over a year. Well, 2 years, because it sat in storage up here when I sold my cabin, and that was an outdoor storage. But I had it, you know, all sealed up in plastic and everything. But then it sat in my closet since March. I had fired it up for 2 days, plugged it into the 240, you know, just to keep the cabs happy. And then I ran it for about 2 hours on standby yesterday before I fired it up. But I finally, Dan, found my relay for the 7-pin DIN plug there to the amplifier. I don't know why Kenwood does that. Why can't they just use the regular, you know, RCA jack to keep life simple, but they don't. But anyway, yeah, it took me forever, but I found my relay, and bam, you know, it worked like a charm last night.
Hi, Roger. Yeah, good. Glad to hear that. I don't know why they don't do it. I mean, there's only 2 pins on that 9-pin DIN. They could do it with a damn jack.
I know it. You know, I actually did hook up the ALC, but, you know, oh well.
Well, I got this one hooked up just for the fact that 480 is a 200-watt radio, and just in case somebody screws around with the radio and I don't know it there, I won't throw 200 watts of drive into the damn thing, so, but I run it pretty much all the time, just as a safety factor, Roger.
Yeah. No, that's the way to do it. Sometimes I'll hit 100 watts into this ICOM amplifier, but it doesn't bother it, you know, just keep.
If you're talking about that PW1, there's nothing that you can do to that amplifier that Captain Dave hasn't done for hours on end.
Well, that's right. You know, and it's got a very sensitive safety trip feature on it. You know, that SWR is out of whack a little bit, or you know, whatever. You don't have the tuner on it. It'll the amp, which you know, I don't know. I don't do it here. I don't run the tuner here because I'm cut for right here. But I don't know. I think the circuitry, the safety circuitry in this keeps people from blowing them up.
Yeah, well, some people, there's still idiots that do it. But, and 1200, the 15, the 82, all 3 of those amps, so they're the Timex of big amplifier, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if I had to do it all over again, I bought that AL1500 about 15 years ago, and had I done it all over again, I probably would have went with that AL82 with the bulbs in it.
Roger. Yeah, you're big. I was listening to you earlier out of Pennsylvania, and then I switched back over to here and just analog off the receiver there. But in the last 15 minutes, you went from I had to listen for you to all over the speaker.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, you're loud over here too. Nice signal.
Victor Alpha 3,
I'll let you go, man.
Cole, Canada, capital city, top of the world.
2020, boys and girls, to my friends, and talk to y'all again this year.
Okay. All right.
You should have said for all the assholes out here to eat shit and die, KBP2.
It's here to suck peckers. All right, see ya. See you, Dan. Good to hear you on 1FM down here south of Chattanooga.
Top of the world.
Okay, by the way.
Happy New Year. You're licking, bum dripping, Chinese chicken.
My New Year's resolution before I get back on the quiet side here.
3 minutes behind.
You gonna visit? You gonna try and visit McGurchin in jail?
Top of the world. I'm sure they'll get it out. there.
There you go. My. CA3 GFY. Streaming it live on YouTube. CA3 N4SQF. Hi, Roscoe. Where are you in Florida? GFY. Streaming it live on YouTube. Coal Country, Canada. Capital City. Yeah, I know where DeSoto County is. In fact, that's where DeSoto Correctional Institute is, right?
That's full capital.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I know that place. That's where just about everybody in the southeast and southwest of Florida, they do their state time there. Yeah, it's right there on the main highway. You're out there toward, what's the name? Well, not Newport Richey. There's a couple of smaller towns there in that area with some hams. Yeah, Okeechobee. It's I've been there. In fact, I was there last year around this time there in Okeechobee. They've got the Okeechobee Gun Club, where they rent cabins and stuff there, and you do all your shooting and stuff. You bring what you want. You know, they don't tell you no on anything. And, I guess you can bring an anti-tank weapon if you wanted. But anyway, they're pretty good. They got a restaurant on site there, and really nice cabins out there in Okeechobee. That's done everything. Yeah, he's done everything. He's my hero. Yeah, I like it. So I might go back. That was let's see. That was last year for our wedding anniversary. We actually went down there just to get away from everybody, you know, and cell phone service is sparse and all that, you know, and the internet's limited. So, it made it worthwhile. You're actually in the woods and you're shooting and all that stuff, so it's a lot of fun. But anyway, good to hear you out of DeSoto County, Florida. Doing a good job up here in 1FM, south of Chattanooga. GFY. VA3 GFY. Streaming it live on YouTube. That's right. Streaming this. Yeah, before I go what? On YouTube. That's right. Listen to yourself. On YouTube. VA3. Yeah, before I go what? Cool Country, Canada, capital city, top of the... Oh, my antenna, it's just a fan dipole. It's a pretty simple hookup. I've had this actual antenna 18 years between two locations. I've got the original wire on it to where that plastic coating is just about melted on it. But it's just a fan dipole. It's cut for 75, 40, and 20, and I get about all points in between, except it doesn't like 12 meters. It's like a but I can work all the way up to 6 meters with this thing. It works great.
Suck it, man. Suck it, man. Suck it.
All right, man. 73. Have a good one in 1FM, south of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Suck it, man. Suck it.
Yeah, I hear somebody yelling in Orlando, but even with your yelling into the mic, it's not helping your signal there. It's pretty bad, but good Happy New Year. Victor Alpha 3, Golf, Foxtrot Yankee, blowing the smoke, and it ain't no joke. Coal Country, Canada. Top of the world.
Canada, the cesspool of the world.
My.
Hey, 1FM, KBPQ, I'm Owen talking to you now, Tom.
No, I'm hearing the two Canadians fighting right now.
I have to recording.
Who is fighting? They always assume everybody is doing whatever your little twisted mind thinks that they are.
And Dan, we did a job working on rewiring electric diesel locomotives there from U.S. Sugar. They have a big plantation there. bought 271 Marlin.
Suck it, man, suck it.
Rifles for Winchester 270 with scopes on them, and they went there and they shot the rifle at 200 yards. Zero among them.
Yeah, it's a great gun club. It really is. And, I got a nice gun shop, a huge gun shop, big restaurant, cabins. It's really a neat place, and the price is reasonable there to stay in the cabins. They're not, they're not oversized or anything, but, they're like hotel rooms, but just individual buildings and on the compound. But, it's, I don't know, it's pretty impressive. And, they got shoot houses and stuff like that where you can go out there with, survival safety trainers and stuff like that. You can do the shoot, don't shoot courses and stuff like that. So they got it going on there. It's a neat place.
Well, they just went there to go to the range, to zero in their new guns. They got some Marlin 270 Winchester, made by Marlin 270 Winchester. Long guns, drop magazine holds forward on the old action, what it's called. They got you won't believe $240 a piece. And it's brand new in the box, from Marlin. Scopes with like German scopes on them, 3 to 9 tower scopes on them. And they went to gun club and they put a range to try them out and to zero them in. They had a good time. They went there a couple of times because they were working in the area.
Yeah, I got to do that with my, I've got a Winchester 30-30 with a scope on it. I bought it from my neighbor. He got shipped overseas to do some government contract work, and he couldn't take it with him, and he was selling the house. He said, Tom, I know you got a couple of guns, how much you give me for this? And I just looked at him. I said, Joe, I only got, I got a $100 bill for, emergencies folded up in my wallet behind the credit card. So I said, will you take that? He said, yeah. So I got a Model 94 Winchester, and I think the scope cost more than the gun. So, I walked away with that one. So, yeah, I got to get that one to the range and get it zeroed in, too. I have no idea where it's at,
Yeah, so they were working there. U.S. Sugar is a short line, and it's the biggest rail line, privately owned railroad line in North America.
Yeah, U.S. Sugar. Yeah, that's down there toward Lake Okeechobee. There. Yeah, I know exactly where it's at.
Well, these big industrial fans, that's like on U-frame. They're like 3 feet in diameter, tube type.
Yeah.
Well, they had to have that blowing on them, or they were in the cab wiring the train engine, and it wasn't to stay cool. See, the trick is with a huge breeze blowing on you, the mosquitoes can't land and bite you.
Sugar industry down there because they get all kind of incentives and from the state and all that, and the federal government on the taxation, and they have to burn the sugar cane fields at the end of harvest there, so they think that does all that stuff to the environment, but it enriches the land. But they actually have to burn the sugar cane fields down there when they're done with them.
Yeah, well, the complainers never complain about the price of sugar. You have to complain about the price of sugar on the store shelves, right?
Yeah, or when they sweeten their coffee,
Yeah, like all these green nuts, they want to be green, okay? They want electric cars. We don't have enough electrical generating plants in the United States to fuel their cars.
I've told people that, they want all the houses to go solar and stuff. That's great, but you got to get the cost down. Right now, a power company kilowatt hour is still cheaper than a kilowatt hour for solar. It's nice if you're off the grid, but it's not cost effective. And if you're in your 50s and 60s, by the time you start getting ahead and getting out of the red, what'll happen is, you're really old and it's time to replace the equipment. It takes 20 years to pay that crap off, and get positive cash out of it.
It's the break-even line. Speaking about things, you want to hear something really sweet? I looked up the dog's, WA4D's house, and it's underwater. You know what it means by being underwater?
Well, okay, before you, I know what it means, and let me do a disclaimer here. When he did that to Dan, I was not in favor of it. When people do that to him, as much as, the dog is telling people not to talk to me and stuff like he did last week, I'm just not a big fan of people looking up personal information.
I know, but he crashed and dissed me. He sent me an email, and he says, no further contact with KJTQM. Your email has been blocked. Please do not contact me anymore on the radio. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's persona non grata. You can look up that in his college manual.
Yeah, I guess.
His house is underwater. Last month it lost $3,000 in value. You know, it's a bitch when your property is worth less now, than when you bought a brand new home. I looked at it like this. It's like you buy the brand new car and you drive it off the lot and it's already depreciated $2,000 or $3,000 just because you left the driveway.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, the only time I fire back with that is probably like in your situation. If somebody did me harm and they did that to me, I'm a firm believer that if you throw a feather at me, I'm going to throw a brick, and I'll come back even harder with the information. So, you better be squeaky clean and not have any crap in your closet there if you're going to sit there and do, like McGurchy getting my personal finance information and all that, and my little academic pedigree, and all that did was actually help me when he distributed that.
I've got nothing. It's hard to find something on me. There's nothing to find. When I went to Geauga County, now I live in Cuyahoga County, but I did not want to go downtown to the Justice Center. I didn't want to park in the parking garage, and that's a snatch and grab. The bash and smash and grab garage, where they bash your car, bust out your windows, they steal your stuff, okay, and then go walk the downtown streets about 4 or 5 blocks to JC and get strong arm robbed, if not arm robbed, just to go to the Justice Center, to the Sheriff's Department to apply for my license. So I went to Geauga County, where it's nice, like a park-like atmosphere. And Lieutenant Dewey was sitting, I was sitting across his desk, and he was doing all these NCIC searches in their databases. He couldn't find anything on me. And he goes, according to this, you don't exist. And he was getting mad and angry, and I was getting worried. Now they're not going to approve me for the CCW. And I asked him, I says, well, what's wrong? What are you angry about? Did I do something wrong? He says, I can't find you. According to this, you have no record anywhere. And I told him, I says, well, if you want to make you happy, I could go leave, and during the week I could commit some kind of minor infraction, get a ticket or something so you'd have a record of me. Would that make you happy?
It could be, Tom Boys. It's getting me.
Well,
You don't exist. Bullshit.
They're just, sometimes they don't have enough. It's like, I know my concealed weapon permit came back down there in Florida, what was it, probably 2 weeks, but my wife, they couldn't read her prints, and, it took 6 months. They tried twice in the state. They actually sent FBI as the
Well, he had this fingerprint reader, the glass screen.
Yeah, that's laser.
Your fingers down on it, and it reads it, it scans it.
Yeah, that's laser.
Read mine. He did like 5 or 6 times. We had the lotion, and cleaned my fingers, and cleaned the screen, and everything. He goes, your fingerprints just aren't taking. And I go, well, I had a hard life. I worked with a lot of steel, in factories and that, and my things are very, very thin.
I mean, for me, I'm old school. The best way to look at loops and whirls and fingerprints is rolled prints off the ink pad there under the paper. But that's just me. But the laser is not 100% on the reading sometimes.
Yeah, so he was very, very frustrated with me. Oh, well. But at least I went through this.
Oh, he's special, ain't he, boys and girls? He's really special,
I went to Geauga
ain't he?
County again. Now, you can download the form and print it out and fill it out when you bring it.
Sure, have you ever
I didn't
seen
do
his
that.
picture?
And I
He's
went there and
an
there were
idiot.
two colored girls. Like they were sisters or best
He
friends
put his
or
credit
something.
card number
And
on
they
his
didn't have nothing. And the sergeant walked them through the process. He helped them fill out the forms and had one underneath each arm. And I got a phone call. Okay, baby, come.
Yeah, L1FM.
N9 AVI.
N9 AVI, nice call, nice signal.
Indiana passed law a few years ago. Now you get a lifetime license.
Well, I kind of like that. I've got 3 licenses. I've got a Florida license as a non-resident since I moved from there, and I had to re-enter that information. And I've got a Georgia license. Now, the Florida is good for 7 years. Georgia is good for 5, and I've got a national HR 218 carry, which I have to renew every year.
Yeah, that gets to be a pain, too. I don't know. So many states have gone reciprocal now. I haven't even checked who all recognizes my license, but it's a personal protection permit, which basically allows you to carry anything, anywhere, except airplanes, and however you want to carry it.
Yep. Well, Florida's kind of a pain. You have to go through the Department of Agriculture with them, and they've only got 5. Well, they may have changed it, but when I moved from there in March, and they had 5 locations throughout the state, and it was like a driver's license office, but it was Department of Agriculture, where all gun permits and security guard armed permits and everything was handled. So you were in there like you were waiting for your driver's license. And I like the way Georgia does it. You go to your county courthouse, and here in this state it's a probate court, and you fill out the information right there at the window. There's no waiting in these little small counties. They fingerprint you. They charge you $60, and a week later they call you and tell you, come get your permit.
Wow, that's quick. Indiana still has a 4-year permit, I think. You can either buy the lifetime, and it costs you a little over $100, but in the long run, it's worth it. And, you go down to your county courthouse or whatever and fill out the form just like you said, get fingerprinted, and then it goes to the state police, and they run the background check. And it's 3 to 4 weeks, something like that. But in the meantime, you've got that receipt to show that you've applied.
Yeah, I had the XYLQRM. I never did the comparison on that. Now you got me curious. I know Florida is like 36 states, and I don't know how many Georgia are with reciprocity, so it'd be interesting to see which states. I can't imagine they would be the same. But Florida's kind of quirky with a lot of its licensing, like for real estate. Anybody that wants a mutual recognition or reciprocity license has to take a test in Florida. But if you're a Georgia real estate agent, you can go to Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and just fill out the, their Bureau of Investigation forms for their Department of Professional Regulation, and then you get your license in a few weeks after they do the background on you. But Florida requires it. Florida's just funny about stupid stuff like that,
Yeah, well, everybody's got their own slant. I know one thing, my permit's no good in Illinois and Ohio. They are crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now my HR 218 permit is, and all they can do is not like it, you know. But heck, I can carry armed in Chicago if I want, or I can go to New York City and carry armed. The only thing that they can get you on, yeah, you can have the gun, but if they've got a magazine limit, you got to adhere to that, you know. Like I think it's 6 rounds in New York. The only firearm I've ever taken is an airweight 5-shot, and that way I won't get in trouble, you know. It's just a revolver, so that way they don't get me on a magazine count. Because if I try and take one of the Glocks, you know, and something breaks bad, well, okay, yeah, you're allowed to carry the gun nationally, but you violated our ammo laws on the carry. So yeah, so you got to be mindful of that if you carry in another state what the magazine capacity is.
Oh yeah. Well, a guy here in Indiana who lived right on the border went across the state line into Ohio to the little town right there, forgot that he had his gun in the glove compartment, got stopped, and of course most of the law enforcement agencies now are interconnected, and I know here in Indiana, if you got a permit, a little red handgun pops up when they run your license. Well, they arrested him and charged him with a felony.
Yeah, see, that's sad and it's stupid, and you know, get the right media coverage on that. You know, they can usually get that thrown out. You know, I saw where a police chief someplace up north crossed into another state, and they got him on magazine. They didn't get him for the gun, but they got him on the magazine capacity, and they actually arrested the police chief from another state. And I just think that's really stupid when they do that, but that's just me. The genocide up there in the inner city. Yeah, they're doing it, right? They're adhering to that law.
Yeah, I don't know. I really haven't heard on that one.
Well, the gang shootings, you know, it'll be interesting to see what the numbers come out all the time there. Every time there's a holiday or something there between Christmas and New Year's, 4th of July, any of the weekend holidays there with the federal holidays, how many people get killed in Chicago due to gun violence, and that, you know, that's my attitude too. You know, if they could, you know, they want to do all kind of gun control and law abiding. Well, I tell you what, how about working on the inner city gangs and then let me know how it works out?
Exactly. Yeah. You know, it's a minority problem. And until they do something about that, I think every state ought to have a stop and frisk law. And, you know, a police officer sees somebody that doesn't quite look right. Wait a minute, I want to check you for a gun. That would put a big stop to it, I think.
You know, or if they're a known felon, a known bona fide gang member, and they're walking down the street, you know, of course some people would have a problem with that. Oh no, that's a Fourth Amendment issue, and it's unreasonable search. You know, not if they're a felon and they've been known to have firearms and they're walking in a known drug trafficking area. Why not? That's the way it was in New York City with Giuliani, and that inner city violence went way down after that when they started taking it, because that's how you get the guns off the street, you know. But now, of course, you know, they let the citizenry pour buckets of water on them.
To a quick play, I am going to say you are the one-to-one basis. And then you got a
Did you trip your hand?
gonna do shit. You are the one-to-one basis. And then you got a goddamn thing to do with FCC, because FCC is gonna do shit.
Yep. I agree. Well, I don't know. Well, you know, my thought too, like Florida just had this constitutional amendment where it took 60% of voter approval to let, you know, felons vote. But my argument is, okay, if if the argument is, well, they've done their time, they've paid their debt to society, and you want them to vote, okay, I'm okay with that. Then give them back all their rights, but they selectively chose the voting rights, but they won't give them their gun rights, and they won't let them sit on a jury, and they won't let them run for office. So, but my logic is they just want to build the voter base up, but but their argument on paper is, well, they've served their time, so they should be bored, which is what they do in Florida. But it's pretty tedious. It takes a long
UN Secretary General says he's deeply concerned over Kim Jong-un's promise to show the world a new strategic weapon and the threat about nuclear testing. This correspondent Adriana Diaz.
Kim Jong-un's vow was announced this morning after North Korea's capital celebrated the New Year. According to state-run media, Kim threatened shocking action and said North Korea could end a moratorium on testing nuclear weapons and missiles, but he also left the door open to dialogue with the U.S.
People in northwestern Germany have been leaving flowers and soft toys at the entrance of a zoo where fire has killed at least 30 animals. Officials sling lighted paper lanterns launched into the air to sell New Year for sparkling those flames that killed apes, monkeys, bats, and birds. No word on whether he'll confirm or elaborate on reports he escaped from Japan by hiding in a musical instrument case. But his lawyer says former Nissan CEO Carlos Ghosn will hold a news conference in Beirut next week. Ghosn was under house arrest awaiting trial when he mysteriously slipped away from his home in Tokyo.
Virginia there, boy, I tell you what, I bet there's a whole bunch of states watching what happens to that state right now with what's going on with the guns. Well, I think his comment that I saw regarding the National Guard for enforcement, there's only certain things constitutionally you can do, but what happens is if he sends in the National Guard for enforcement, what will happen is Trump will federalize the troops. He won't let that happen. Once they're federalized, then they're under the presidential control, not the gubernatorial control.
Part of enforcement, having their lives jeopardized by going in.
At one time, the lieutenant governor was on some kind of scrutiny for sexual, not battery, but maybe harassment, and then you had problems with the attorney general. So, that whole cabinet in Virginia's got some issues going on, and but the people of Virginia need to vote them guys out and just start from scratch.
Absolutely. And you left out the fact that while he's wearing that blackface there with his little top hat, he's standing next to a guy wearing a KKK uniform.
Yeah, I don't understand why that guy is still governor. I really don't. But oh well, but then this is a showdown. Now he can within his state constitution rights, he can remove a sheriff from office. Most governors have that power, but they've got to show some kind of malfeasance. And his argument may be, well, this is the law, and they're refusing to enforce the law. He could theoretically remove a sheriff and put a new one in place, interim until the election. So, be interesting to see if he pulls that card.
That's because he's a damn idiot. And the only reason why he's in there is because of that damn Michael Bloomberg out of New York pretty much bought the damn state legislature. In Virginia somewhere, and you're going to go and take this guy's guns away from him? Dude, he's going to fight.
Well, the state of Virginia, maybe they've forgotten, that leadership over there is that, there was another era in the Virginia history that they wanted to take the guns away, and we kind of kicked the crap out of another country for that.
That's right.
That's right. Redneck shop.
1FM. I don't know. I just think he's just, that's a losing battle for him, because now what's happening is the local sheriffs are rising up and the people are rising up, and they're angry as hell. But the only change they can make with a guy like that, they've got to get out and vote, and they cannot let Richmond and your bigger cities there, maybe even Norfolk, they can't let them control the election. Now they've got to get all these little small counties in there, because they're a popular vote state, so they need to get in there and vote, and that's the only way they're going to be able to make change.
That's right. That's right. And, that's exactly what you're going to have to. That's right. That's right. Redneck shop can help you. The politics there is crooked as hell. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican. I'm from Illinois. My county in Illinois has got some of the biggest crooks and gangsters that you ever saw, and they're Democrats. And they've been running that for 75 years, 100 years.
Yeah, because I know some pretty moderate Democrats in leadership and stuff like that, and that sounds like that's what that state needs. They've got it's like New York. It's like New York State. If you look at New York State, you've got one city controlling the capital, and that's New York City, because it's a statewide vote. I'm telling you, I actually might be in favor of an electoral college within certain states, like California and stuff like that, where you've got what is it? I don't know how many, over 10 million people in one city controlling what happens in Buffalo and Albany and Schenectady and all that. And those people don't have the same voting values as those people in New York City. So I think in situations like that, you should like an electoral college within a state.
Absolutely, and that's what's wrong. The system is broke. It don't work no more. Or it's a safety net for criminals and felons to get into positions of power to manipulate and control this crap.
Yeah, but unfortunately it would take like a constitutional change, and you're going to have everybody voting in that same large city saying, no, we don't want the electoral college because we want to control the state. And that's what New York City does. They control the whole state, on the law. So, oh well, I don't know. Florida is kind of like that, but they do have a Republican governor, and both senators now are Republican, because what's happening is everything from Palm Beach down is Democrat, but what happens is you get north of that Lake Okeechobee, where the real population is, they're all pretty much moderates and Republicans, so it's a little bit different ballgame.
A lot of my values of what I believe and what I think is in a Republican inclination on a lot of the things, and then there's a lot of things that aren't. But as far as it goes to freedom of speech, Second Amendment, a lot of the parts of no one has the right to go in and change and take away anyone's rights at all. Bar none. There's no argument for any of it. And if it means bear arms and revolt against tyranny, then so be it.
Well, I'm just a firm believer that, if the law-abiding has firearms, leave the law-abiding alone. You want to go after the hardcore criminal. You want to go out after the people that... and here's another thing, too, with the gun laws. I am a firm believer that all gun violations should not be state. It should be federal first. In other words, let's say, you take out a store with a gun, armed robbery. None of this first-time offender go home with an ankle monitor bullcrap. It's minimal 5 years federal for any gun violation. You straw buy a gun on the ATF form, and when you sign and say, and you check that box and say, I'm not a straw buyer, you turn around and sell that gun to a criminal, and you could have zero criminal history. That's minimal 5 years federal. You do all these gun violations and put them in the federal system, that'll stop a lot of that crap. None of this going home with, on probation.
I agree.
Dan?
Yeah.
Free class cash flow here. How you doing?
All right. What's going on?
I was just listening to you guys. What do you think about this? In my opinion, a bunch of BS with the impeachment thing coming up, where McConnell says I've already got my mind made up. The verdict's already been cast. We'll have a phony trial, but we've already found the president innocent.
Okay, once it turns to this level of conversation, instead of having mutual gun laws conversations, and now we're rolling into impeachment where everybody disagrees, I'm going to go get me another cup of coffee. I'm out. See you later, Dan, N1FM down here in Chattanooga.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, you know what? The guy to me, this is all I'm going to say about it. The guy to me has just said, look, I've already violated my oath. You take it from there.
Exactly. Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. We don't want anybody to testify. We don't want anybody that might find this guy guilty.
Well, now, wait a minute. I was going to leave. I was going to leave, but did you forget about the House hearings where they weren't allowed to bring their witnesses in? Did you forget about the witness list that the minority leaders supplied, and they were told no?
You remember who said no too? Do you remember President Trump said no? I'm not going to let anybody testify. I don't want any documentation. Remember that too?
Wait a minute. First of all, stop yelling into your mic. It doesn't help your signal. But number two, look, he has executive privilege. He's entitled not to supply anything. He doesn't have to supply anything. He doesn't have to prove innocence. He doesn't have to prove guilt. It's up to the House and the Senate to do that.
Yeah, and they can't do that without evidence and witnesses, can they?
Well, wait a minute. Listen, if you stop me for speeding, and you can ask me how fast I was going, but I don't have to tell you how fast I was going, over?
Yeah, but then if it goes in front of court, I have evidence, don't I, if I'm the policeman?
Well, yeah, the policeman gathered the evidence. The driver didn't supply the evidence, over?
Yeah, and Mulvaney.
You see where this is going?
I know where it's going. I wish he wouldn't yell, though. He sounds horrible.
He gets emotional.
All the people that witnessed it.
Okay. That's good. That's good, but there's executive privilege, and we know all about who witnessed what. There were no smoking guns in the impeachment trial, and gosh, you even had some defecting Democrats. It was actually bipartisan the way Nancy wanted it, because you had Republicans and Democrats that voted against it. So it's all good. It's all good. It's not going anywhere. In fact, you do know that the Senate is not required to hold trial, right?
Let's just elect him as a king.
Well, no, because this is not a monarchy. But again, you do know that the Senate is not. First of all, he's really not impeached yet until Nancy officially files the paperwork with the Senate. So is he really impeached?
He's still the president last time I checked.
Yeah, newsflash for you. He's still your president today, on January 1st. But no, my question to you is, in the Constitution, it says they shall have the or they have the sole power of trial. It's not mandated that they have a trial. They could dismiss that on a vote, right?
All they've done is voted on the impeachment, and that's where it has stopped.
Why is Nancy holding it up? Why did she not file that paperwork with the Senate before she went on break?
That's obstruction of justice.
Are you talking to me, sir, with tissues?
Well, have fun. I disagree with you. If we're lucky, I hope that a year from now we'll have a different president. But that's my opinion. You guys have a great New Year. We'll talk to you soon. We're going to go down and watch a football game. Take care, 73.
right, I really wish, I don't know if you're just emotional or what, or a loud talker, but your audio is absolutely horrendous when you yell into that mic, and it doesn't help your signal at all, but maybe that, you're just a loud talker, I guess, but it sounds pretty bad. You might want to turn that mic gain down a little bit if you're going to yell, because you're just absolutely flatlining on the scope.
Okay, I'm sorry I don't have your scope there, but hold on.
Well, Nancy ain't got no control over what happens in the Senate. She has zero influence. I think that scares the hell out of her.
Well, all right, yeah, that's much better. No, I mean, that's my argument, is that Nancy can sit there and say, well, I want to see how it's going to go, and why aren't you guys going to do this? No, she's done her job, whatever job that may be, but I think what Nancy's scared of, she's scared of that this is just absolutely going to backfire, because Nancy did not want to do this impeachment to start with, but she let those three amigos work her, and then she ended up caving in. But I tell you what, she did not want to do it. Nancy wants to legislate. She wants to get in there and try and get some bills passed, and yes, I know about the 300 bills sitting on McConnell's desk, but out of the 300, 200 of them are under for health care, so that's kind of a moot issue, so Medicaid for all bills, and just really stuff that they're not going to do. So that's why they're sitting there. But Nancy's worried that she's going to have to give up the gavel, and this is absolutely going to backfire on her.
$100, Trump's gonna win, and the House is going Republican again this time next year. Okay.
Take it easy. And still sounding good there, Mr. Watson.
Yeah. All right, Dan. Thanks. I'm just putting it out there because, listen, I used to be a Democrat. I'll put it out there. I was a Democrat for years, and I absolutely had to walk away because I don't know about you guys, but I voted on a promise on a lie, and I didn't know it, but I'm still waiting on my $2,500 reduction in health care, and my math, 2,500 times 8 is $20,000. I'll take my refund in T-bills.
To go.
Yeah, I mean, that was absolutely disastrous, and I was paying much less in health care, and about 3 years into it, I lost my health care coverage and my doctor, so I was not happy with that. I had the same health insurance for 15 years.
Oh, no. You can keep your doctor, remember?
Yeah, I did not keep my doctor. I did not keep my health care, and I went from $400 a month to $1,275 last time I looked at
There, that's helping out the poor.
So it's guys like me. I was a moderate, I wasn't a liberal. I wasn't a conservative.
All morning to get a relay to him
Republican or Democrat. I got to tell you something. I walked away. I said, no, this is not right because this is affecting my table food. It wasn't just some policy up in Washington that I could just look at and say, well, it's not really a good one. This actually affected my pocketbook. So I said, no way, I'm done.
Can I get a relay to Tom? I can hear him in there a little bit. I don't think you can.
Well, I can hear you a little bit too, Donnie. I got a question for you, dumbass Donnie. Why do they hate you so much on 3927? Every time you key up, they tell you to get the. How is it the vernacular? Get the hell out of here, Donnie. Nobody wants to hear you.
To talk on 3927. Repeat. Tell Tom he's going to have to get a much bigger amplifier to talk on 3927.
Yeah. Donnie, who needs a bigger amplifier? Did you say I need a bigger amplifier?
He says you need to get a bigger amplifier if you're going to continue to talk on, I think it's 3947.
Nah, it's 27. Look, hey, Donnie, listen. You can't even break into the red. You're an S9 on 75 meters. Are you running a mobile, like one of them fire sticks or something? Because nobody can hear you and they step on you. They don't want to hear you, and you got an echo. Why do you turn your CB echo box on that frequency? Is that to piss those guys off or what?
Well, of course they don't want to hear me on 3927.
No, just the past few nights, every time he keys up, there's about 10 of those old-timers. They just key up on top of him and tell him hit the road. They don't like him.
Bruce, even Wham. When you're talking on 3927, they're talking all over you and calling you names and laughing at you. And it's really embarrassing, man. I feel sorry for you. I know you can't hear him, but
to me, so it's kind of hard for me to hear him. I don't know what he accused or not.
like Noble Tom, he's stomping the shit out of you, man, and they all laughing at you, Tom. They're all laughing at you and stomping the shit out of you on 3927, Tom. You may want to have to move on and either move off that frequency or get.
I tell you what, they talk to me a lot more than they talk to him. That's for damn sure. They do not like. Donnie is very annoying to them.
Can you hear him?
He's very annoying to me.
Who's the asshole there with this snarly voice?
Can I hear who?
That is Donnie.
When you take advantage of young women,
Donnie.
that's not welcome here.
I don't even know there. Down here, talking about it. I don't know if you can hear him, Spencer. In the thing, we don't care what you think or what your opinion is.
Who you want relays sent to or any of that. I don't know why you've got this in your head that any of us are even concerned. As a matter of fact, your presence out here, all yours, and annoying.
Victor Alpha 3, Golf.
I'm not making sure, but I'm just trying to help.
I'm just trying to help.
I don't know if he's aware of it or not.
She dropped her meth pipe here.
3927. They're real.
Yeah, you're doing a good job there, Dan. You're doing a good job.
1,000 watts on 3927 is like over you. I mean, it's very 1,000 watts on 3927. Come on.
I don't understand.
Well, he's
need about 5,000 watts on 3927 if you're going to talk.
I don't know.
Tell him he needs to get him a 3x3 or a pair of 4x1 or something, because they just slapping the crap out of him. I'm just over there. He's making Marty and Dan and Marty and Daniel and Randy and Wilkie and Wham. They're all just stomping the crap out of him.
Three amplifiers. I don't need to buy a bigger one. I think he says I need a bigger amplifier. I heard the recordings from another source last night, and I was doing just fine with my amplifier.
I can't hear him now unless you unkey your doggone microphone there. And
You got a signal up there, because you got one here.
that's from reality. I don't know what he thinks he's doing.
I guess Dad's talking probably over here.
All right. Very good. I got a little bit of a cough today. I hope that's not things to come, but anyway, I've got I got the studio mic going here, so I don't know if that sounds good or not. It's kind of, does that sound kind of boxy, Dan? Does it got like a boxy sound to it?
Sound like shit. All it is, you need to come, you can add a little bit more upper into it, and that will clear that up.
Yeah, let me get a little box. Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Get a little ambience there. Now, Donnie gets in there like this at night, and they just, there's a couple of guys that if they hear any echo in there, they just go absolutely apeshit on that frequency. They do not like that echo crap.
God, they treat him the same way we treat him here.
Donald Edward Anderson admits he raped a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I knew I was doing something wrong. I should have never took her back to my apartment, he said. She was just a little girl. She just wanted to have a day of fun.
Is that on tape anywhere?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
But yeah, my favorite is the one where he's talking about I was responsible for killing children in Cambodia. Yeah, he cleaned the windshields of the F-18 fighter so they could clearly see what they were napalming.
Yeah, the little scope one there that just singles out the children's rooms there. That's he also cleaned that with a Q-tip.
Yeah, napalming, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he cleaned the windshield so that the canopy cover so the pilots could see there. So I don't know, but how do you in the military? Now here's a question for you. You know, he was an enlisted guy. He was an E5, and then he got busted. He got in trouble, and he got busted down to an airman first class. Then later on, he got busted again down to an airman basic. That's pretty bad when you get demoted 3 times from an E5. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, not a fly up there. But you're trying to come in on 39 to 47 like part of that. And they're just embarrassing, Tom. It's friggin' embarrassing what they're doing to you, man.
Yeah, that's,
You're not aware of that. But while you're talking, they're just talking all over you and saying really ugly things about you, Tom. The delusional idea that he is going to take you out of the picture.
well, I don't know how he's going to do that. It's just amazing that Donnie could do that. You know, I've never done anything to Donnie, but boy, if you go to that website, just go to that website. Go to BE7KFM.com, and under the tabs of others and friends, look up N4TAT and W4JYZ and all call signs and all his warning letters. You know, I call him the FCC boy. He gets out here and he messes with people. He criticizes people the way they talk on the radio, but I guess he knows by experience with all those violations and the 4 times he's changed his call sign.
Well, he does have a prerequisite in that territory there. I guess if there's anybody that would know about it, it would be him.
Yeah, hey, Donnie, tell us about your 4 call sign changes and all your FCC warnings. Were you just a victim of the system there, Donnie?
I heard Tom say, "Hey, Donnie," and then I done lost it.
He thinks he can ignore my question, but tell us that he was just a victim of circumstances there with when he got. You see, the guy can't even go in the military without getting in trouble not once but twice. But then he gets out here on with the Federal Communications not once but multiple times. Donnie, how about just coming out and admitting that you're just a failure in everything you do?
You're going to have to get something where you can talk over him.
See, him and I are in the same skip zone, so he's telling me what I got to do for a signal, but I don't know. He's only been S1 up here, and, you know, he's south of Atlanta, and I'm north of Atlanta, so we can't really hear each other.
They got what the things they're saying about you when you're teed up. I guess that's basically all Donnie needs is just get a general idea when you. Well, I used to work up the battery there, man. You ought to jump in with him. N4TAT. I think he feels uncomfortable here, and I think there's a reason for that. I think his uncomfortableness is just going to continue on for the rest of 2020.
Hey, my dog's barking at the door there. Let me go see what she's barking at, and she's going crazy. It usually means somebody's at the foot of the steps there, so I'll be back. Tell Donnie to invent a personal tragedy and work on that one. I'll be back in 1FM.
Yeah. Stop you, but why sit there for the last 15, 20 minutes and try to double with you with me? Is that tugging on Superman's cape? Hey, BGI, how you doing? Get out of here, Tom. There's so much interference. I can't tell what's going on here. But no problem. Let me just copy on you there. N1FM, this is N4TAT. Tom, come out here and plug here. You're going to have to get a bigger amplifier, Tom, if you're going to try to talk on 3927. If you could hear what they're saying about you, teed up, it's awful, Tom. Digs into the old you're 7,200 trash. Money and expand when you're teed up on 3927, they're telling you to go back to 7200, and you're 7200 trash. That's what they're saying. I didn't want to relay that to you, but while you're teed up, Tom, while you're teed up and talking, this is basically what they're saying.
Go back to 7200, Tom Watley, 7200 track. That's what they're saying, Tom. Here's 4THA. I assume, and not mobile. But hey, happy 2020 there, buddy. Happy New Year to you.
Reasonably intelligent people for the most part. I've been sitting here listening for quite a while. Been an interesting conversation, but then it seems like a bunch of bad eggs had to come in, and so that's just the way it is sometimes.
Oh, they can't stand it. Hey, Zipper, they can't stand it. That's wrong. What's wrong with them 4TAT right now? He cannot stand that I come in here and you come in here and Tom comes in here. We talk uninterrupted. Topic to sit there and they're a little hard-headed. They still, after all these years being on radio, don't understand how this thing works.
Roger that. So, anyway, Happy New Year's to you there.
Well, Happy New Year to you.
And I don't know how long I'm going to sit here. My wife came in and said she'd like you to go up and get your
Barry. Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, thanks for coming in, buddy, and you're sounding great there. I sure are. Come on back anytime. This is Kilowatt 9, Romeo Sierra Yankee.
Anyway, that was a good conversation about the firearm stuff, and then it turned to be a political chaos in there.
Well, sometimes it's difficult to control the conversation. We do try to, I don't know if you're paying attention, but Tom and myself did try to steer away from the change of topic. And that's usually just a shoehorn to get the frequency in this almost perpetual condition there, Roger.
Roger that. I was listening to Coast AM a couple of nights ago. There was an interesting topic. There's a guy on there, ArmedAmericans.org, and he's got a radio program, and he's a Second Amendment advocate. It was interesting.
I think I watched that. Did that guy have a beard?
He might have, yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched that. It was pretty interesting there, right?
Roger that. Yeah, I think his name is Mike Waters or something like that.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I mean, he's a Republican. I'm a Democrat, and I know our political views vary on a lot of things, but a lot of them, especially when it comes to the Second Amendment, we're right on.
You know, one thing I've always felt, and sometimes when I was up here in Iowa, a little bit more on the liberal side, but they have changed some of the gun laws up here for the better. But one of the things I've always felt, you know, like there's people in the neighborhood that have guns, and then there's those across the street that may not. Because the criminals are going to stay away knowing that there is people with guns.
That's right. Like, you got people that own weapons in their home for their own protection, and you got people that, they have a house to run to if the shit hits the fan there, Roger.
Roger that. Well, I better get my shoes and socks on here. Maybe I'll catch you here later today or some later this week.
All right, everybody. Zipper, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Once again, Happy New Year from T9RSY.
Same to you, Dan. KD0Z.
CA3 GFY, capital city, top of the world. My.
in the bottom of the world. Cape, RUS.
I feel so sorry for Tom Watley.
Why's that? He's a great and outstanding amateur and a friend, Donnie. What's wrong with him?
What part of we don't care what you feel, don't you understand there, Mr. Anderson?
Go down to 3927 at night to help Tom out. Over.
No, I haven't heard him there, bud.
Okay, thank you. Tom Watley, he's an outstanding amateur and good friend. What's wrong with him, Donnie? Somebody interfered with you, Harzo.
No, they're not. There's not a damn thing wrong with them. This is typical N4 TAT behavior. This is the way he acted on the radio on 14313. That's the way he acts on 27 in the evening, and that's the way he's going to act here. He's made up his mind, haven't you, Donnie?
KD0, ZPR, K9RS1.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you ever see that Clint Eastwood movie where one guy, Clint Eastwood, because somebody's in his yard, he said that he told the guy, get off of my lawn.
Yeah, I did. It's Fort Serena.
Yeah, I just thought convey that little phrase that he had, get off of my lawn.
Yeah. It was a good movie.
Yeah, it was. Well, I got my season socks on. I got to head on out. Might be back later. KD0 ZPR.
Take it easy, and we'll talk to you later. K9RSY.
man, getting on here with...
Stop pursuing her. Okay,
Man, getting on here with a bunch of men on the frequency and want to somebody suck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some man frequent somebody suck on a cock. Wow, frequency and want somebody suck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody suck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody suck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody suck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. Suck it, King, suck it, boy. Gratification. You got over there? Somebody suck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody suck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody suck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody suck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody suck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, Roger. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. Somebody stuck on a cock. I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of...
Here, Drew.
He must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls.
Happy New Year to you, N4SDJ. You and KK4SIJ. I don't know if you're hearing each other, but Happy New Year to you guys from the B2SFP.
Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain.
Yeah, Hargrove out hearing them guys in there. But 730, I'm just going to hang out here too. Hey, Chris, Happy New Year to you here, buddy. I'll just stand by. I'm listening. WA2SFT.
You got over there?
Oh, no biggie. I just think he signed off as well. I'm just going to stand by here and monitor the background here as I usually do. See you, Hargrove people. You want to take people inside, Jason?
He must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
To that man behind the curtain now.
He must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him.
Yeah, 7-3, guys. Neither one of you do hear each other. 7-3 is WA2SFT. 7-3.
Bright Light City, WA9.
Oh, you're 30 over, Chris.
I got you, Mike. How you doing, man? Yeah, I'm just kind of kicking back.
Yeah, I'd be just working on a few projects down here with the old soldering iron and old schematic.
The USB that feeds the computer, I still think it's not shielded enough. Anyway, so when I get off the key, I'll have to reboot. Anyway, Happy New Year to you too, Mike. Good hearing you in here.
Here that is about 36 here, 37, give or take. But like I said, there's a lot of one-way shift going on here, and I don't want to step on anybody. Have a good one there, Chris. We'll talk later. KK4SIJ, WA2SFT.
Gratification. I don't know. I'm going to put another ticket in it.
I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. He must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. There's he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got up there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a
brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him.
Well, yeah, that may be true, but sometimes you have to do a public service message. I just was feeling had a lot of sympathy for Tom. There's one out there. He's trying to get on.
I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain.
Every time he tries to talk, for the most part, there's about a dozen of them in there with 3, 4, 5, 6,000 watt amplifiers. They just drop it. The public message I had was for Mr. Watley to get a bigger amplifier.
I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain.
An amplifier that is at least 5,000.
He must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
To that man behind the curtain, no?
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
To that man behind the curtain, no?
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
To that man behind the curtain, no?
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of kids.
To that man behind the curtain, no?
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
To that man behind the curtain, no?
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
To that man behind the curtain, no?
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
To that man behind the curtain, no?
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
To that man behind the curtain, no?
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
To that man behind the curtain, no?
He must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody cock. Wow, I guess...
Hey, you're loud again, Hargrove.
A bunch of faggots.
To that man behind the curtain, no?
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about...
Yeah, KE4RUN. Yeah, you're loud again there. KE4RUN, WA2SFT. We back.
Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
To that man behind the curtain, no?
Okay, that helps.
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him.
I remember when I used to live up in Buffalo, I used to have an old, still have it, I haven't had it active in years, an old FT401B with an Electro Voice 638 microphone. I had so many damn RF burns on my lower lip, it looked like I had a disease, over.
Into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain, no?
Oh yeah, well that thing was rated at, what they call 560 watt PEP. It was at like 200 and change there, DC input. But it was a good little radio during the winter there. It had like
I guess
it was 23 or 24 tubes in there. It would heat the shack up.
Man behind the curtain. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some royal gratification.
Yeah, I just got me a little space heater in down here, one of these little oil heaters. That's all I really need down here. I mean, these air seem to work, but down here it gets a little chilly sometimes.
Was I ever able to get that relay to brass balls and talk to another man about some royal gratification? You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess him radio.
That's pretty neat. Those are fun to have.
Man behind the curtain, no. Yeah, he must say.
C129X, an old Hammerland, and I tell you what, I've had that thing sitting around for years. I need to break that thing out and start playing with it again before its capacitors start drying up.
To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass ball and talk to another man about some royal gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cot. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass ball and talk to another man about some royal gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cot. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him.
Hey, Hargrove, you have a good one. Yeah, I'm just sitting over here
to another man
power supply for, I have an old, picked up an old antique 1940 something DC farm radio. And it has, normally it came with a battery back in them days, actually two batteries, 1.5 volts for the filament and a 90 volts for the B+. And I've already built the 90 volt supply, and now I'm building actually adapting a 1.5 volt DC for the filament. And so I go through and building all that. I got enough of these old phone chargers around here and don't draw much current. You know, them tubes in there. And I ended up putting a 2 ohm resistor across there, building that up, and it drops the voltage down to about maybe $1.75, $1.80. So I figured, you know, with a drop and everything on that stuff, it should get it somewhere. If not, I'll just rework it. Anyways, have a good one. K4RU1 BA2SFB.
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some royal gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock.
Well, I tell you what, you talk to some of these old technicians, or actually some of the older ham radio operators that took their licenses back in the 1950s and stuff. I used to think it was different when you'd have to go down to the FCC and take an actual test like in front of the FCC examiner. Nowadays, I guess you don't have to do that. You know, it has nothing to do with Morse code. But I guess I knew a bunch of guys back in the old days when they took their ham radio license. They not only had to take a test, but they would actually have to draw a schematic. Literally draw the schematic and have it graded rather than just pick it out multiple choice. Really interesting. Anyway, good one. K4RUN from WA2SFT. Now, those are the hardcore guys, over.
Turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must be around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass ball. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, Hargrove, I'm not an electronic genius by any stretch of your imagination. It's just a lot of trial and error. Do this, do that. You don't remake the same mistake twice. That kind of stuff. So it's fun. It's a lot of call to hobby. Have a good one. T4UN from WA2SFT.
Bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass ball. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. Does anybody know whether or not Mr. Watley is going to have them got my relay or not? Wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. Somebody's stuck on a cock.
There's just a crap kicked out of him on 39-47, and they're making a fool out of him while he shoots, and they're calling him 7,200 flags.
And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the 39-47. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass ball. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass ball. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. He must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
They talked it over him.
Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow.
I don't think he's around. He may be, but I don't think so.
You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. He must go around with a wheelbarrow. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots. To that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess ham radio's turned into a bunch of faggots.
It's winter time too, you know.
But anyway,
if you get caught up in there, Dan,
front of him. The carry is
RSY in 4TAT. Tell him that his gratification.
You got over there?
Bigger amplifier.
What's on a car? Wow, I guess him Regal turned into a bunch of faggots to that man. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls down. And talk to him.
They're calling him 7200 trash. They're kind of snickering. So it's kind of sad, really. I mean, it is. I'm serious. It's sad. There's 4TAT. We'll see you later, buddy.
Yeah, it seems like what you're doing here right now.
And what you do every day. And what you're continuing to do all day today. You're right, Donnie. It's sad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah.
A personal question, and what's your call sign? Talk to a bootlicking coward that has no call sign, and you're
I guess him Regal turned into a bunch of faggots to that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess him Regal turned into a bunch of faggots to that man behind the curtain now. Yeah, he must go around with a wheelbarrow in front of him to carry his brass balls. And talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess him Regal turned into a bunch of faggots to that man behind.
What did he just say?
KE4, are you in? KE4, are you in? KC9, WPA. You in this mess somewhere over?
I don't know. Maybe you better get on your hands and knees.
You got your mouth around my gosh. Hey, I wonder if I can be shot for drowning you with fame, and if I came over here, are you in KC9, WPA? In front of him to carry his
You don't know who you're talking to.
and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? Somebody stuck on a cock. What? And the frequency of why somebody stuck on a cock. What? And I get down here with a bunch of men on the frequency of why somebody stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess him Regal's turned into a bunch of faggots to that man behind the curtain. In front of him to carry his You got over there? The guy you shook his hand, Don? And I get down here with a bunch of men on the frequency of why somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess him Regal's turned into a bunch of faggots to that. Carry his brass balls and talk to another man about some moral gratification. You got over there? The guy you shook his hand, Don? Man, getting on here with a bunch of men on the frequency of why somebody's stuck on a cock. Wow, I guess him Regal's turned into a bunch of faggots.
Kilo 7. Okay. Bravo to Tango RS.
That you don't like. You can't do that on ham radio. See you later, cousin, in 1FM. We can do anything on amateur radio as long as we obey the king. We can do anything on amateur radio as long as we obey the king. K9RSY. He will control the frequency. He will control your life. He will control your destiny. Do not deny the power or the force of the king.
Shut up, Luke.
Absolutely, as long as we obey the king. K9RSY, he will control. He will direct. He will find us going forward in amateur radio and the best practices of Part 97, the best parts of 97. He is the king, and we should not criticize the leadership of this frequency. Hey, no leader.
Again.
He will go forward and give us leadership. He will go forward and give us technical guidance. He will go forward and tell us what is right and what is wrong with amateur radio regarding Part 97. He is the king of 7200, and we shall, all of us, obey the king. There is no doubt. There is no doubt from any of us subservients. There is no doubt whatsoever that we shall bow, crawl on broken glass, file any complaints, stream any water, swim in any ocean. We will obey the king. The individuals on this frequency will not be tolerated. The individuals on this frequency that go against our king will not be tolerated. They will meet their justice, and it will be swift, secured, and absolute.
You're doing a fine job there, Donnie. Keep up the good work at raping the little girls. You're just doing a fine job there, Donnie. Keep up the good work.
No job is required, only obedience, my little man.
You're doing a fine job, Donnie. God bless Donald Trump. You're doing a fine job there, Donnie.
You looking in there? Everybody will obey the king.
somebody there's got RF.
You will obey the king. You will obey the king.
Waving back.
You're
doing a fine job. There, Donnie, keep up the good work there, Donnie. You're doing a fine job.
You will obey the king.
He sounds like a woman.
Anyway, old man. KN4.
You will obey the king.
SKN4 LFS. This is Daryl in Florida, waving back.
Your $4,000 radio doesn't mean anything to the king. You will obey the king.
That was aimed at dog.
Obey, obey, obey. Obey, obey, obey. All of you subjects will obey the king. Obey, obey, obey. Obey, obey, obey. And let the question be asked upon all of you. Who is the king of 7200?
You gotta screw loose.
That's right. Who is the king of RSY? It's RSY. And where is the king? The king is 7200. Bend down and crawl on broken glass and ask for forgiveness from the king. Obey, obey, obey. Obey, obey, obey. Obey, obey. Obey, obey. Obey, obey.
What has happened to this frequency?
Obey, obey, obey. Obey, obey, obey.
Well, what's wrong with you?
Obey, obey, obey. You must obey. You must obey. You must. Okay, obey. Yes, the king. You must obey the king. You must.
Ham, black-eyed peas, and cornbread. Yum, yum.
And why are you here?
Obey.
Well, I was hoping for some semblance of realism here. Your whole life's a lie.
Obey.
Good Lord.
Obey, you little one. This is the douche talk, and no wonder. This guy's the village idiot of all of them. I saw the very example. W.A. douche. Look around. This is the douche talk, and he's just coming in here to stir the pot. That's all he's doing. This guy's an asshole. You are violating the trust. You are violating the trust of the king, and you shall so be damned. All the time.
But Mike, how can you be so obtuse?
You're strictly obtuse, my little one. Who are you to judge? Knock it off, Liz. Record yourself, flip back later when you stop the damn clock.
What's the mess?
You must bend down and assume the position for the king. He's been doing cake stand. Assume the position.
Why do you care? I need some more ham.
Assume the position.
What's the debate? Move the pew. People out here are hypocrites because you all sit out here and do the same crap that everybody else does. And you should take your own advice.
You will be synthesized. Assume the position.
So what are we debating? What's the delusion?
There is none.
That's the debate?
I do. There is none.
I want it. Do you care?
All 100% of it is useless.
Well, I wouldn't want to be like anybody.
Who Wants to Be Like Dogs.
Let's have it.
And I got the last of the Christmas ham here.
What have you done? You went to college to hold a camera on your shoulder, buddy.
The question that should be in her eyes here is, you know, I see a lot of good qualities in man.
It's honey.
You don't have to talk to me. I'll just talk to you. Okay, we can have a one-way conversation, you know. You know what's funny about Mike Watley, and sadly I'm embarrassed almost as of late that we have the same surname. But the thing with the dog, okay, Michael, is he thinks that you have to be of means, you have to have education, you have to have a certain status. Him and I have probably equal educations. We probably decent jobs. We probably have some means of survival post-retirement. But, you know, the dog just puts down people. He kicks them on the curb, you know. He just beats them down, you know. He calls me a narcissist, but yet this guy, let me tell you about this guy. This guy is like one of the relatives that you just absolutely would forget to include in weddings, Thanksgiving, and Christmas dinners.
Where's the shit?
You don't have to talk to me. I'll just talk. Then I'll just talk to you. It's okay, Mike. I don't dislike you. I'm not going to boycott you. In fact, I don't want anybody to boycott you. I could easily play that game, but I'm just not going to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage people to talk to you to find out just what a real narcissist is, because you certainly meet the definition.
Well, I wouldn't even consider that a threat.
Tom, can you hear me? Hey, Jack.
I mean, that would be kind of a good thing, wouldn't it?
I guess Tom can't hear me.
Oh, boy. Chrysler with the elect windows. I would drive. My code name was Mother Hen. My two best friends, Bomber 1 and Bomber 2, would be in the back seat with their pants to their ankles. We go up and down the interstate all afternoon. Bomber 1 to Mother Hen. Come in, Mother Hen.
Well, that's a lot of education to hold a camera on your shoulder there, Mike.
That will sum it up in a nutshell.
That's not changing the subject. No, that's not.
Mother Hen. Lowering left rear bomb hatch now. Lock load.
Yeah, and you can see mine too. It's on my Facebook. I went to Catholic University all 4 years, all 100 credits. Now, Michael, listen, if you have to get a master's degree to hold a camera on your shoulder, where do I sign up? Because I don't think you need a master's for that.
It's such a thrill to make somebody look at your butt.
Listen, if you want to know what university I went to, Michael, it's out there, it's public domain. I'm going to make you work for it, because frankly, it's really none of your business. I didn't ask you what university you attended. I could give two craps that you went out there to Texas at Austin. It means nothing to me when a guy has 7 years of full-time college and he holds a camera on his shoulder.
Somebody mooned your mother. I was in the 10th grade one afternoon. Mom and I are sitting at a red light. A car pulled up next to us with a frown against the passenger window.
Yeah, there you go. I'm not a fraud.
He was good.
A substandard school. What are you talking about? One doesn't know what I do now for a living. Michael, my college is online. Michael, my college is online, but what do I do for a living right now, Michael? What have I been doing since I retired in 08? Do you even know? It's online because everybody's got it. Don't you know McGurchin, Skidmark, he got my whole education and financial pedigree, and he sent it out to 150 people.
Only God can.
Hey, Michael, what do I do for a living now? What have I been doing since I retired in 2008? Do you know what I even do? you shit. I'll be honest with you. I didn't say I have the same qualifications. See, now you're putting words into my mouth, Michael Watley. I did not say that. I did not say I have the same qualifications. I said you and I are both of higher education and of means, and for you to sit there with a master's degree and your standard of living that you have to put others down, well, that's just shameful. It's just ignorant, you know. And you call me a narcissist, but yet you boast about what you have, Michael. Nobody gives a shit that you went to University of Texas there at Austin and you got a master's degree to hold a camera on your shoulder. Nobody gives a crap, Mike. I mean, who cares what you did for a living? I didn't bring it up either.
No,
I did not. No, I did not.
Sounds terrible.
No, I did not, Michael. I did not bring up I did not bring it up. What I said was you were a cameraman, yes or no, and you had a master's degree holding a camera as a photojournalist, no?
And they're white.
Well, am I wrong? Somebody please tell me I'm wrong that the guy had a master's degree and he was a cameraman. My God, I could have went to Brown's Institute down in Fort Lauderdale and got your job. I don't want to be anybody, Michael. I'm very happy with my job. No, it was 22. Let's get it right. No, I was a detective and I was doing financial crimes. Do you know I've owned my own real estate brokerage? I have 5 people working for me, and I just sit there and review the contract. That's what I do for a living. You do know I'm a broker, right? I do, and guess what, man? I make a living taking a percentage of their commissions, and all I have to do is look at it, make sure they didn't violate the law, and I can do it right here from Georgia. Michael, I'm working, I'm making money. What are you doing up there after you hung your camera up there and you turn your camera over to that youngster that went to Brown's Institute? After you got that master's and you're running around all over the United States, with that big old heavy camera, and now the reporters are doing their own camera work. They're setting them up, and then they're looking into the phone. How does that make you feel that you were replaced by a youngster and an iPhone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. But again, Michael, I am just amazed that a kid can go to Brown's Institute and work a camera in a studio, and you got to get a master's degree to do that. That is absolutely amazing. I think that's wasted education. You could have just went to a technical school. So, why are you IDing on top of me? I know. Yep. And you're free to use it any way you want, Michael. Oh, by the way, N1FM, I got to make sure it's been 10 minutes now. Me. I tell you, I am honored, Michael, that you were my hero back in my early 20s, and I used to listen to you. And you were the guy, and now I look at you, I said, man, this guy ain't no hero no more. He's a washed up little old man that used to hold a camera on his shoulder and brags about having a master's degree.
This is getting boring.
Oh, no, he taught at a university. Well, that's it. That shuts it down for me. Listen to him.
Did he vomit?
Yeah.
He's off jumping?
Yeah.
If he's that visible, I will be glad to take him to Orlando Hampton, and I will pay for the room as long as we can bump together.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, I don't know. He must not be running his amplifier. He's not very loud here.
How come he doesn't care about your family?
He's very angry, though.
He is. He sounds like Teddy Ruxpin when he talks.
That's mean not to care about somebody's family. Hey, bud, CQE.
Again, Michael, listen, I'm going to make make you work for it. I'm intentionally not going to tell you. Now, I am looking at my degree up on the wall. It does. Now, I did short myself 1/1000th of a point on my honors on my degree. It only says cum laude, and I ranked 20th at the university. So I really tried to get that valedictorian, and I just totally missed it. Hey, Michael, listen. You're making me laugh. Let's see. So now you're bragging that you taught at a university. Okay, so you taught at a university. You were a cameraman with a master's degree. Michael, you've got me. You absolutely owe me. I can't top that. Over. Over. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Oh, he cares.
Yes, you do, Michael, because if you didn't care, you would not tell the people on 7.2 to boycott me. You're not even telling them to boycott Dan. You're telling them to listen to Dan. But am I a threat to you, Michael, that you have to tell people to boycott me? Over? Nope, not gonna do it. I'm a hick. I'll take that with pride.
I'm a hick.
Hey, Michael, if you want to call me a hick out in the Georgia sticks, out in the mountains, I'm proud of that. God bless America. But Michael, again, this is about you. You called me a narcissist earlier. You're telling people, you're giving directives not to talk to me. You're telling other ham radio operators an hour ago what their topic matter should and should not be. Michael, you are in fact a narcissist, and that's just the way it is, dude. I'm going to sit out here and talk about what I want to talk about, and I'm sorry I'm not interesting, but you are free. You are free from DC to satellite to find something that may amuse you. Over? I do repeat myself, absolutely.
Is he breaking up with you, Tom?
I think he is breaking up with me. We were pretty tight. He even sent me a QSL card last month. I'm going to ask him. I'm a little life? Okay, all right. And he's got a much better life. A 15-year-old receiver.
He's making fun of your 7800.
Oh, no, he's making fun of my 7800. That's it. He owns me.
9900.
Hey, so you're making fun of my 7800, Michael. Yeah, you know there's 157Ds out there stepping on you, son. I mean, look, man, does this mean we're breaking up? I need to know, Michael, are we breaking up now? It sounds like we had a beautiful relationship going. You sent me a QSL card. I sent you my address if you want to know about it. Gosh, you have my address written down. I mean, you did send it right to my house. I mean, you know where I live. I mean, you can look all that crap up you want. I'm just saying, I'm not ashamed of where I live or what I've done for a living, but you have a problem with people that have less than you, Michael. I don't know, Michael. I don't know if you know this or not, but you are not the most intellectual person out here. Over. I'm beneath them. See that? Yes, you do.
Oh, you big man.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. What do you mean no health care? I got one of the best doctors in the state. He's from Vietnam, man. He's pretty good.
Well, he got a good student review. Listen to this.
Because he can't handle me. That's why he's not going to communicate with me.
Yeah, your doctor's a psychiatrist.
Yes, no, he's not. I got 100-watt stations in the mobile out there stepping on it. Hey, okay, Michael, it does sound like we're breaking up, or it sounds like a domestic, domestic spat. You know, since we have the same surname there, we have a domestic spat going on. And Michael, it's just one of those things, my brother. You know, you either like me or you don't, or you want to talk to me or you don't. It sounds like to me, because you don't want to talk to me anymore, that you can't handle me. I'm one of the ones that, you know, I'm just going to fire back at you. And I think maybe perhaps you might be onto something. I do have the intellect to take you on, Michael. It's, you know, we're both old school, and we can work this, or we can just cohabitate. Let's do that. Let's cohabitate on 7.2, over.
That sounds nice.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have the same last name. We have the same, our great-grandfathers were brothers.
It's cultural.
Cultural comparison.
He's so cultural.
Michael, I don't know. First of all you guys stepping on Mike, you know he only runs 2,500 watts. Stop doing that. Now, you know, you don't get to tell me again. Again.
I need a pancake.
Well, good. They don't have to wait 5 minutes. I'll do it right now.
Anybody wanting pancakes? Anybody out there wanting some pancakes?
Dog took a beat. You're my kids and you're a fucking asshole. I'm just going to come out and be very crass with you. You know, why in God's name are you talking about my kid who has no future? This is about you and I. I tell you what, if we ever run into each other at the Hamfest, please tell me about my kid and his future there, over. No, you went personal now. You insulted my kid. What the fuck is the matter with you? No, you insulted my kid, Michael. Now you've crossed the line. You insulted one of my children and said they didn't have a future. I mean, you know, Michael, maybe what I can do is I can send my kid to a technical school and how to hold a camera and not be in front of the camera, over. No, you don't need an undergraduate degree to hold a freaking camera in the media. That's a bunch of bullshit. You go to a technical school and learn that.
Dog took a beating.
Dog, I don't know. Again, you're a fucking asshole for bringing my kid into it. You know, I did not mention my kid, and you said my kid didn't have any future. I don't know. You know, he's got a pretty darn good 401 in his 20s. He's doing quite well. He's got more money in his check account than I do.
Dog took a beating.
Further knowledge. Hey, Michael, I guarantee you there are more people that live in $500,000 homes without degrees than they do have degrees, over. Over. Well, what makes you think, you know, we're only about 40 miles north of the New York City of the South there. I don't know. Michael, again, you put down people that have less than you, and then you slam their kids because of their education level. Again, you are a fucking asshole. I'm just going to come out. I normally try not to talk like that, but I tell you what, next time we're at a Hamfest together, I want you to tell me about my kid. Tell me about how bad off my kid is. I tell you what, I'll just knock the fuck out of you. I will. I'm telling you right now, man. You leave the children out of it. You do not. You want to insult me all day long? You know, listen, I'm 6'4", 250 pounds. I'm 6'4". I'm 6'3", 250 pounds.
Get on the porch, dog.
Insult me all day long, but the kids are off limits, Michael. You're an asshole. You leave the kids alone. I'm not even going to listen to what you have to say. I think the whole world heard you, man. You do not, when you're in a banter banter with somebody, go after somebody's children. You are an asshole, dog, and that's it. Now you crossed the line. I was tolerating you. I was liking you. I was enjoying the banter. But now you went after my son. You went after one of my kids. What the fuck is the matter with you? Bullshit. You just did it. You said he had no future, and that's just wrong.
PhD with 5 different species.
Do we really have to listen to him, Doma? I can't.
I did not say they were idiots. Dog. I never said they were idiots. You've never heard me say my children were idiots.
Knock it off.
You're an asshole, Mike. Mike, you've never heard me say my kids are idiots. And I said he is smart one because the kid's in his 20s and he's got a matching 401. He's got a lot of money in there already in his 20s. Mike, that's the smart one because he knows he's going to be in his 60s like me one. I wish I would have started when I was 22. But again, you crossed the line, Michael. You crossed the line and you went after my kid, and that's just absolute bullshit, and you're going to regret it.
He's stupid.
Yes, you did. Everybody heard it. It's on tape. It's on tape. Everybody heard what you said. We weren't even talking. You and I were in a banter. You were in a banter. I didn't bring up your white children that you didn't have or did you do have. I just talked about Michael, okay? Just you and I out here on the radio, and you got to bring and you got to call my kid has no future. You're an asshole, Mike. Michael, I don't know. You're kind of old, Michael. I don't know. Yeah, okay. God bless you if you make it 5 more years. Well, yeah. Well, no. Again, you have to do that. See, you can't handle me. You can't handle me in a one-on-one situation, Michael.
Obey. We must obey. We have to obey on this frequency. We have to obey from the king.
You couldn't handle me, Michael, so you got to pick on a kid that's out there working for a living that didn't want to go to college, so it's okay, Michael. Again, I got one child's a lawyer. I got one child has a master's. I got one that's working hard for a living, and he's doing it. He's succeeding. He's got his own car, his own 401. He makes money, gets up and goes to work every day, makes his lunch, and he comes home. And the kid's got it going on, The kid's got the drive. And I guarantee you that kid's going to be very successful. He's meant for it.
Donnie Anderson, you fucking registered pedophile.
Obey.
What does African American kids have to do with this?
Obey.
My kid has no aspirations to be in the NBA. That's not even germane to our conversation. You went after my kid. You're an asshole.
No, we must obey.
Actually, I was pretty good in writing. I did very well, and I took legal writing. I took much conference.
We must obey from the king. We must obey from the king.
Pretty prolific writer. I got it going on.
We must obey from the king. We must obey from the king.
Which one?
You're damn right, Michael. Well, Michael, you can't get away from me. Michael. He doesn't run box. He doesn't run box.
We must obey from the king.
Well, Michael, I question who the phony is.
We must obey from the
master's
king.
degree with a camera on your shoulder. I mean, God bless America. You pulled off the ultimate scam.
From the king.
You pulled off the ultimate scam, Michael. A master's degree and you held a camera on your shoulder.
From the king.
The ultimate. You couldn't make it in the real world, so you had to hold a camera.
We
Michael, with a master's degree, you should have been $100,000 a year. What happened, Mike? Instead, you had to wear the shorts and the T-shirt, and you had to do the sounds and everything into the camera there and hold it up on the tripod. What's up with that, Mike? That's a lot of education there to set up a camera. Over.
We must obey.
Oh, yeah, I'm very jealous of somebody who had to hold a camera up there with a master's degree and put in all that education and all that money there. I don't know, work for a TV network. It's all right. Well, that's the guy. He kind of sounds like Luke. Hey, Luke, is that you?
Pedophile out of Warner Robins, Georgia. Donnie Anderson's his name. Piece of shit pedophile.
Yeah, N1 FM. I don't know. I've only got a bachelor's. I only did 120 credits at one school there. I don't meet the standard of the dog there, guys. Now just think about this. You guys with high school, right? You guys with GEDs, and some of you guys that know high school. Imagine if he thinks what he thinks of me with just 120 credits and a 4-year degree. What he thinks about other people. My God, is this guy a narcissist? Oh, yes, you do.
120 degrees in 4 years. Don't give me that bullshit.
Nobody wants your approval.
15 credits. Get down to it, maggot.
I live in the backwoods, and I run a business from the laptop, and I make money. How is that underachieving, Michael? No, I don't. You've never heard me mention how much money I make. Over. I said I make money. I didn't say how much. You see, Michael hears what he wants to hear.
Prove it. You're a crap. Go back there and watch your CNN. Go back to watch your CNN.
I'm a narcissist because I'm standing up to your big bony ass. Yeah, I'm a narcissist because I'm standing up to your skinny ass, man. Because you got the power of that. You do have the gift there. You got the gift to key that mic. But see, the problem is you got somebody that doesn't just go QRT because you gave me an insult there. I'm all up in your shit, man. Come on, Michael. You got the wrong guy. You got to pick on somebody. Go pick on somebody that's actually going to turn in their license because they can't take it.
Smack him right in his mouth. Deal.
Yeah, Michael, go. Honestly, go pick on somebody that's weak and meek. I mean, you got the wrong guy.
Double douchebag Watley hour. He is. I like to smack him right in his mouth.
That's right. Yeah, that guy's right. I do know people that can't afford to pay their electric bill and they got master's degree and they can't find jobs.
All he does is come out here and spread his garbage and talk about people's families and all kind of stuff. That's all he does. And here he is. Can't even stand his own people.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. You look at guys like your over-the-road truck drivers and stuff. Those guys will always find work. You never hear of an 18-wheeler rig guy out of work. They can always, if they have to bounce, but they make pretty darn good money, and they got to deliver the goods and services. It's something that you have to have. But not everybody needs a cameraman with a master's degree.
He's self-agitated. Smack him right in his little pile.
No, it's not.
Figured he'd chime in by now.
Well, I told you what my brother does for a living in that industry, and I tell you what, that kid makes a pretty darn good living there at $85 an hour there, fixing those diesel engines that break down. Over. I didn't ask you if you cared. I did not ask you for your opinion. I told you what he does.
What do you think of it?
I'm just telling you, we were talking about truck driving. And that is a very lucrative industry there. But, whatever, Michael. I think maybe a lot of those, especially those independent truck drivers, I bet you guys make more than a cameraman with a master's degree.
Right here, is it?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, my God. I do okay there, Michael. I do okay. And guess what? I don't have a master's degree, over. It's not an obsession. It's not an obsession, Michael. You're the one out there browbeating people because they don't have the education level you have. That's a bunch of bullshit.
College education level is and what your income level is, so he can compare it with his.
No, it's not. Bullshit. You know, first of all, you don't know what's boring to me.
It's the Watley Pyramid.
Oh my God, you can tell. Okay, hey, listen. When you were a cameraman with a master's degree, did you also take Human Behavior 101 there, over? Oh my God. Hey, listen. B.F. Skinner would be proud, Michael. B.F. Skinner would be proud, over.
I can see that too.
Yes, me too. Me too. I love that Human Behavior 101 because I'm starting to recall a couple of those chapters talking to you, over.
Yeah, Michael, right.
Oh, yeah, I can buy and sell both of you. Yeah, don't feel sorry for me. I didn't ask you to feel sorry for me. No, first of all, I was a detective. I wasn't in uniform.
Hey, you were a hack, Watley, a hack.
Yeah, I wasn't in uniform.
You were a hack, Watley.
Hey, I'm on the radio check. Am I going to copy on this Cobra 29?
Which Miami video?
You're a hack. Am I going to copy on this Cobra 29? Breaker.
No, I'm not working. I'm not looking up any words. Hang on a minute. I got a phone caller. Oh, it's the FCC field officer working today in 1FM.
I go up and down across Wyoming. Come on, let's ride. I'll do it. I'll put you out there in the hammer and stand on the old thing. You're going slow. Get on the flip-flop, steady breeze. All right, brother.
What's with all the stupid music? Who's whining? Okay. That you're right. WA4D, that's who. Well, let's see. Now, listen, Michael wants you guys to boycott me, but just know he has a master's degree. Nobody rates on 7.2. Nobody rates on 7.2. So I question who needs to boycott who, over?
Yeah, buddy, I got a copy on this Cobra 29.
Yes, you do.
Look at the sun. Come on.
You made a point to tell people about their education level. As long as I have a roof, he's got a roof, Michael. What the hell? I mean, that doesn't mean anything. If I want him to, he can. I don't. Michael, I gotta listen, Michael. I'm gonna brag a little more. I got a 5-bedroom house. If all my kids want to stay here, they can. Over.
Break channel. How about it? Anybody got a copy on this little Cobra 29?
Oh, Michael, this isn't about my child. This is about you and I. This is about your narcissistic value that because you have a master's degree that the rest of the frequency, they have no intellect because of your education level, over.
That's over Cobra 29. Two-tail Mobile. That don't mean anything because you got an master's degree. I tell you what, that box.
Oh my God. Well, Michael, it doesn't matter. Michael, how are your kids? What are your kids up to, over? What are your kids up to, over? Oh, wait a minute. You didn't have any kids. My bad. So, Michael, how did your kids do? Oh, wait, you didn't have any kids. My bad, Michael. Sorry. Yeah, Michael, you didn't have any kids, did you, Michael?
Oh, it sounds like a...
So, Michael, you didn't have any children, did you, Mike?
Come on.
Yeah, Mike shoots blanks. So, Michael, did your parents have any kids that live?
Lolly driver.
Oh, you're going to release control of my mind. The great dog. The great dog. He's controlled me with his master's degree in the camera. Hey, Michael, do you lean to the right because the camera was on your right shoulder? Over. Come on. Yeah, see, there you go. There's the academic thing again.
You're a pup in there, Wally.
And he went to a state college.
Yesterday. Come on.
Yeah, Michael, yeah. You went to that state college there, Michael. It's all good, man. How prominent was that state university? Over. The University of Texas, a prominent university. Hey, dude, it's not like you went to MIT or Berkeley or something. Come on. Oh, hey, by the way, Mike, don't forget the ID.
I went to MIT if it matters.
Michael, you went to a state university. It's not. How prominent can that be? Yeah, it's a state tuition rate, Mike. It's a state tuition rate. It's not a private university. Over.
N1FM means play like a fiddle.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, I know you have a master's degree. Hopefully, Michael, you can find some place on amateur radio where somebody has a master's degree and you can converse, because it sounds like nobody else rates. Over. Oh, boy, yeah. Well, I don't know, Michael. A lot of them become very successful even in the Rust Belt. But it sounds like to me you want them all to move to the big city there. Over.
Looking at the sun, come on.
Breaker 200 for radio. Have any idea where I'm at?
Oh, Michael, yeah. Let's move to the inner cities. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, but have everybody from the Rust Belt move to the inner cities with advanced degrees. Yeah, that sounds like a future financial plan there. Over. Well, we actually agree on that, Mike. We actually agree on something after the past hour now. But anyway, Michael, I only have a 4-year degree with academic honors. I don't rate. I apologize. Maybe what I should do at age 60, I should just go out and get my master's. Catch up. Over.
Oh, my Lord.
You're making my point, Michael. You're making my point. You're absolutely making my point for the past hour. The degree does not make the person. That's it. You just summed up the whole conversation that I've been trying to point out to you. Over. Of course I'm boring because I'm winning. Yeah, of course I'm boring because I think I won this conversation, Michael. I think I won it. Listen, he really gets high-pitched when he's excited.
Like a dick when you get excited.
very happy with their intellect and their education levels, and but you're not happy with that.
With no college degree.
They're not threatened, Michael. You're threatened by the lack of education. They're not. Nobody cares. Nobody feels inadequate if they're making a living and they're feeding their family. All is well. Gee whiz.
He's an idiot.
He is a narcissist. He called me one. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is your narcissist.
He's just a back when you want to argue with him. Pappy used to say, you argue with an idiot, you what? You become an idiot.
Only people that lean to the left because they had a camera on their shoulder, they're in pain.
Why do you want to know about opium?
Well, yeah, I was just out there splitting logs there for the next season there. Yeah, that's what I do, Michael. That's a lot of fun. Michael, I think you're just really wound up really tight. Honestly, I think maybe opioids would be good for you. Over. Daniel Boone there. I have to, if I don't split the logs, nobody else will. I guess I could pay somebody, but I enjoy doing it, Michael, if I find enjoyment on splitting and stacking logs and making cords and rickets of logs, what's wrong with that, Michael? You tell me what's wrong with that. Over. What the hell is that? Well, I am. I mean, that's what I do. I hike the woods and I go on the trails and I camp out sometimes. It's just a couple of days of survival supplies. That's a lot of fun, Michael. Again, you're wound up. You should probably go camping and take some weed with you.
Question.
Lumberjack is great exercise.
No, not really. I'm getting up there in age, and my can of whoop ass is gone, but it's almost gone. Unless somebody screws with my kid there. Over.
Tom, I think you need to
Oh, I don't know, Michael. Well, you know what? You sound like you're wound up. You probably could outpace me out here. Because hell, you don't shut the hell up. I can tell you got some kind of energetic thing going on there.
I think it's cocaine.
Well, I kind of do, because there you go again. You're suggesting what I need to do there. You want me to stand by so other people can talk, but Michael, again, that should come from me. That should be, what if I'm going to stand by and let some other people talk? Not through your suggestion. That's narcissism again. You're trying to control when I key up. Over. Well, there's somebody playing ARRL introductory YouTube out there over the air, so it's kind of hard to hear them.
I got a question. I was curious, what's your form of exercise there, Doug?
Well, I do. Just on a maximum.
An easy question.
KMFM, top of the hour.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Cardio machines, you get
Hello. Hello. Hello, radio. Hello, radio.
Still going. He's a pussy.
Hello. 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 There we go. Hello, radio. Check, test 2, 3. Hello, radio.
perfect. He's a perfect specimen with the perfect education.
No, not a perfect specimen. What I did was I ground it out every day.
So, you don't think splitting wood and stacking wood's not good exercise?
Low radio. That seems to be working pretty good there now. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right, well, thanks for the explanation.
Master's degree in work.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Running and working.
The N1FM without a master's degree is hopeless for me.
Yeah, it seems to be working just fine there.
No education after high school, but I am retired with 35 years from a union job. Breaker 19 for a radio check. Hey, 3K operator. No handle.
I know.
Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, radio.
Man, that guy comes out with the same shit.
Testing 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
The hell am I missing? Can you hear me, FRE?
Yeah.
Man, I got all kind of noise in here. It seems to be working just fine.
I was about ready to throw up listening to the dog there, so I gotta go relax somewhere. And then if
my neighbor's town
Somebody's playing Carl Madera.
Hello, radio. I bet you they got every light on in the house. Radio. Yeah.
That's VE7KFM.com.
Hello, radio. Check. Test 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. Always gotta be something in my radio paradise.
I hate people who play tapes. It's just stupid.
Snoopy Dog over here east of Atlanta.
Yeah, if you want to listen to that, go to VE7KFM.com. It's on the internet. Carl was losing it, though.
Yeah, Breaker 19. How about a radio check? Everybody copy this radio. Break. I just got down.
That's on VE7KFM.com.
He's got crappy audio even through the static.
Copy on this radio.
Please check out the website www.ve7kfm.com. Find out more about the Canadian fruitcake. Please go to www.ve7kfm.com.
Alright, it's getting stupid with the recordings, and I just got the dinner call there, so I'm going to go up and eat dinner, and hopefully, I don't have a master's degree, but hopefully I can find my way up the stairs. I'll be back in 1FM.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1.
tape. You know, your audio is way too hot, and it just sounds awful.
How about it, King Dan? How about it, King Dan?
Yeah, who's calling me? Is that you, Alvin?
King Dan, what's going on?
Oh, nothing. It's the comedy hour out here. And, of course, you got to have a certain educational level there to pull up to the table there, over.
Well, I got it.
Well, but yeah, you know, you had a job that guys in their career only dream about having there, and that was a heck of a title you had there, over.
Oh, I know it. You know, like you said, most people just kind of dream of being thinking about being one for 30 or 40 years. It's tough, but all they got on the night the other night.
They got on who the other night?
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1.
Well, yeah, 3860 is kind of a tough frequency. Yeah, and there's nothing but full-time QRMing there. 27 are a little rough if you're an outsider, and yeah, you kind of challenge somebody. But you know, they can warm up to you there. It just depends on who. Donnie gets his ass kicked every time he goes there. But yeah, there's a lot of frequencies like that, Alvin. I mean, you know, 75 meters is full of fascist clicks everywhere. You know, it's you either roll up your sleeves and jump in the pool, or you walk away and find another swimming pool, over.
Hey, that's right. Well, I got amen, brother. Like, company with a general, and boy, didn't like that.
Oh, yeah. So, it's all good. It's just a hobby, you know, and either you get along or you don't. And, you know, you're dealing with major personalities out here, boy, oh boy. You know what's funny about all this stuff? Everybody talks all this smack, you know, and people are tough on the radio. And even I get a little tough. I was a little tough, a little insensitive today, something that the guy with the same surname as me said about my kid. But you know what'll happen, right? You know what'll happen after talking all that smack? We'll both run into each other someplace, and we'll both stick our hand out, and then we'll talk about the issues, and that's really where it's at. You know, this tough guy syndrome on the amateur radio is really nothing. And you know what? When you're standing there talking to somebody, it doesn't matter what their education level is. They're over. Can you hear that tape down there in Alabama there, Alvin?
You got a very good perception of ham radio. Thank you, my friend.
Who's that, me?
Yes, sir. Very good perception. And that's actually the truth.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, you think about it. This is kind of like, you know, when you get road rage in your car, it's very funny. You'll get two guys flipping each other off, and they're yelling at each other through two pieces of glass and two pieces of steel, and they come up to the light, they're still yelling at each other, but guess what? One turns left and one keeps going straight, over.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've had my ham ticket for 22 years, and I've run into some real characters, and I've run into people that are like to bully people on the radio, like repeater cops back when I used to hang out on repeaters on 2 meter, and I don't hang out there too much anymore. But, you know, like you said, it all comes down to a hobby. It's just a hobby. That's why they call it amateur.
Yeah, it's just a hobby. It's just a hobby. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something else. When I hear people out there saying, you know, why don't y'all go back to CB, or, you know, y'all sound like a bunch of CBers, let me tell you something. That is an insult to the CBers. I'm just going to come out there and say it. I've held all 5, and it's about me. Michael's going to jump on me for saying this, but I've held all 5 license classes, including 20 word a minute extra endorsement. But what I see is when people make that dumbass comment that you act like CB years, most of those guys on, say, lower 38, they just work their DX. They don't threaten each other. They don't put each other down, and they wave the paw, and they just talk to each other. That's all they do. You know, they don't go after each other's jobs and make discordant, disparaging remarks about their children and all that stuff. They just work their DX. So when they say we're acting like CBers, well, gosh, don't do that. That's insulting the CBers, over.
Copy. Go to my QRZ page. By the way, my name is Chuck, and my call sign is KC8KTN. Again, that's Kilo Charlie 8, Kilo Tango November, and I've just updated my QRZ page. And you'll see some CB equipment on my... I'm not ashamed of being a CBer. I'm never going to give it up. I don't care what anybody says. Radio is radio. That's the way I look at it. It's a hobby, and I've got a lot of good friends around here that I talk to on the CB, and I've tried to help, tried to talk to them to maybe not up their skills, that's the wrong word, but just to open, but they just don't want to expand and get out of CB, which is cool with me. Doesn't make me any better or any worse, because sometimes CBers get mad at you for being a ham, too. You're better. No, I never said that. You're the one imposing that impression. I didn't say that. I love the hobby of radios. I'm 59 years old. I've been into radio since I was in my teenage years. I was around, I think, 14 or 15 when C.W. McCall come out with Convoy, and I got involved in it, and it's just a hobby for me, and I'll take it till the day I die. But, yeah, look me up on QRZ. You'll see my webpage, and you'll see some CB equipment on there. And what's your call sign? I'll write it down.
Yeah, my call sign is November 1 Fox Mike and 1FM. My name is Tom, and the QRM's getting a little heavy, and I did get the dinner call about 5 minutes ago, so I got to run upstairs, and plus I got a bunch of tools and stuff, because I like living in the woods here. That Michael makes fun of me living in the backwoods there, but got to put all my equipment away I left outside because it's starting to get dark. So anyway, yeah, call is in 1FM, and I had to shut all the computers off and everything. I was shutting down for the evening, so nice to hear you. And hopefully we can talk again there. And I'm usually frequenting here on 7.2 sometime in the day. And there really is a good group of guys. The problem you have is the quirmers. And I recognize some of the quirmers when they get in there, and they there's some people just should never disguise their voice, but they work these nets. When the nets are over, they're bored, and they come here and they hang out. And but sometimes you will actually hear some decent conversations out here. So anyway, take care, my friend. And 1FM, I'm going to go upstairs, and I'm going to eat some Italian torta pie. See you later. Bye-bye.
73s, N1 FM, KCA, KTN. I'll just let you know, you got a good sounding station, my friend. Good sounding. I'm here in Niles, Michigan, right on the Michigan-Indiana state line. And I know you got to go, but I just want to let you know you're 15 over here. Awesome signal, awesome audio. Take care and God bless. Have a great new year and be safe. N1 FM, KCA, KTN, 73s. God bless America.
Hey, thanks a lot, man.
KCA, KTN. Is everybody hearing me out there pretty well? What are you freaking talking about a half a century ago? What are you What are you even bringing? I have no clue what you're talking about. You're trying to start an argument, and you're not going to suck me into it. You have a nice day, and
gosh, that's a good location. You know, that part of the world, that part of Canada is still growing.